This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slot is full of fossilized bubblegum, rendering the machine permanently inaccessible. The metal feels cold and wet under your palm. It looks
Probably some kit.
A thick layer of graffito covers the lenses. You spell out the word Onuk written on the under the graffito. A sea of blues and greys appear. Behind the water lies a coast studded with concrete and reeds. On it, a church on stilts. Lanky. The church looks old and weather-worn. There are no lights in the windows. This coin-operated viewer is facing south. The instruction manual says to insert 25 centimes and pull the handle while looking inside. Then use The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word, "This is entirely, completely you. You have found the right..."
Oh, Man from Hjelmdal. A very popular series of adventure novels. They're blood and violence, scantily clad women, epic narratives, all those mystical things he encounters. They're bound to grab those with little imagination and nothing. What does it matter? They're all the same. However, if you're a novice of the series, I'd recommend Hjelmdalaman, The Man from Hjelmdal. It's supposed to be a good introduction to the series.
Rows and rows of Hjelmdalamen blur your vision. You make out some titles. Man from Hjelmdal and the Mammoth Riders. Man, maybe 100. Man from Hjelmdal and the Sages at the End of the World. Man from Hjelmdal. Those snow crabs are worse than they sound. Not even close. Man from Hjelmdal in Hell. Man from Hjelmdal and the Forest of Slaves. Man from Hjelmdal under the lake. Man from Hjelmdal, Hjelmdal burning. There's even the Trial of Death. a pastoral combat game book set in the world of Yelmdalaman, and so much more. A twinge at the back of your head makes you flinch. Your eye starts twitching. Your hand reaches toward a book with glossy cover art of the very muscular man from Hjelmdal in chains. She's laughing at him, belittling him. Between the throne and the Hjelmdalaman lies a bonfire, casting shadows on the wall. The shadow of the woman's headdress, especially those leering types who seem to wear nothing but an armored bikini. There's also the display rack before you is burdened under piles of Man from Hjelmdal novels. A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
Wonderful board games, sir. The Viticulturist is a classic for sure, or perhaps you'd like Archipelagos of Insulinda. A very educational Browbritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while.
Who are you going to play board games with? Do you have friends or family? It certainly feels like whatever you are will die with you.
Friends are technically like family. For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a wonderful board games. Browbritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can...
Who are you going to play board games? Are you actually friends? Or just colleagues thrown together by circumstance?
Don't be so hard on yourself, sir. You just need to clean up a bit. And technically, friends are a bit like... For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. Lousy... I've heard they turn people into occult enthusiasts. That they have rituals where they try to summon entities. Highly immoral stuff. You can still buy them, though.
An endless variety of source books, lore books, and codices litter the table. There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art, The Hunters of Katawak, Boreal Creature Compendium, and a Pick Your Path adventure gamebook. There's a box that says Wirral, 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplements Module. The side panel notes, nonsense for anemic Beano-clads. You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only. Nothing. Now please go back to browsing the books. Don't you feel compelled to look at the books?
Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more you see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. Inside, aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fish head charm at this time. The curtains remain shut. These shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see the name.
Oh, crime, robberies, murders, even sexual crimes. You're a police officer, apparently. You should buy all of these.
Crime fiction is a disgrace. An asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes of the arduous everyday work of actual police. These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it... Furthermore, they have no idea how hard it is to simply remove it. What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year. Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like... You see, Dick Mullen on the job. Get me Mullen. The stalwart adventures of Richard P. Mullen. A killing is declared. Dick Mullen in the murder house. The final case of Dick Mullen. An obvious lie. Dick Mullen in the clock tower. Oh no, turns out he faked it to solve a case. Yes, there's also the dame who did it. Farewell, my Mullen. Tragedy calls for Dick Mullen. Another one with fake death. And come on, this is not the way real police solve crimes. The real police are...
Come on, Chester. Tell the story again.
Again? Man, I tell that one at least once a month. It's not that interesting.
The fuck it is. And these guys haven't heard it. You see, Chester here...
Gosh, why?
A very fucking dangerous case.
Yeah, sure came close. Alright, so I was tailing this guy called Francis the Shoe.
After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question that matters. Who is Dick Mullen? Your attempt to grasp at the answer fails. It seems very close by, pulsating. The plaque on the shelf reads, Biographies of Famous People.
I would say... The Greatest Innocence. Yes, most certainly. It's an important educational tool, delving into the depths of history, religion, and their relation to a very influential historical figure. But surely I don't have to tell you that. The book is also very daring. The author aims to re-examine the universal understandings of the Innocentic system, creating a fresh vantage point and a shift in the tired order of things. Perhaps for a layman, deep analysis is necessary to peel. Certainly, it's prudent for a person to have at least an elementary understanding of history.
You feel like you should get this one. Definitely. It's important somehow. There's something personal inside. Browsing through all the books with all their names makes your head spin. None of these, suddenly, a particularly odd title catches your eye. It reads, High-Speed Love. The High-Speed Love chronicles the romance between two of the finest tip-top tourney racers in history. Next to Irv's life story, you see a slim biography of an Occidental rock star called The Anti-Star. Next to that, Revacholian radio personality Guillaume Bevy stands in front of a run-down drug den. He's a permanent fixture.
I really must insist you buy one of the books. Reading them is not for...
She understands she has erred against the customer and immediately corrects course.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you. You are browsing. Go ahead. Take your time. Time is commerce.
Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden inside the alcove. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda. This large map displays archipelagos. You see a constellation of small dots on the light blue emptiness of the Insulindic Ocean. The largest in the Ozon, Laurentide, Fas Alamir, Archipelagos, North Arcade Islands, all just specks of dust on the vastness of the Insulindic. On the edges of the map, the color fades. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast of Caillou in a bookstore. It's radiating outwards from you. The suzerain Revachol, with a radius of 80 kilometers, still the crown you can on Caillou, Revachol, a single black star on Ozon, Fondelier, and Vimandu, lost little pearls of light. The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths, all pointing into pale nothingness. Windy connections to other worlds, words past the Insulindian, unknown to you. You only know you have little idea what they are. Distant stars, gods, but looking at them makes you feel almost, perhaps they are gods. Gods of distance and out. The north coast of a verdant island is shattered by the delta of a river. It is the River Esperance. Countless bridges to the east, rolling hillsides, Le Jardin, Stella Marie, the suburbs of Saint-Baptiste, swallowed up into the megacity. They sound Hudon. It's somewhere to live. Not bad. Then there's Jamrock. It's bad. People shouldn't live there, but they do. Then Forba. It's so small you can't even see it on the map. No, wait. There it is. North of Jamrock. No, Coal City is worse. A charred limb. Rain falls on its slick black streets. And then there's no. This is somewhere to be. This is all you have. But it's still something. It's not really a map. It's a tourist thing. A picture postcard with buildings on it. Still, it's detailed. Could be pretty useful for scouting ahead. You see the jagged box.
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available. The other two are not. They're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents. That old thing. It's an out-of-date map of a tour from when some design studio people tried to spruce the place up 4 or 5 years ago. They didn't get that far, for some reason. A shame the project never got going. Would be nice if someone fixed Martinez up. All these ruins are bad for business.
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous. Amidst the various books, you find one written by someone named Matthias Dup. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't. It serves platitudes, while also telling everyone that traditional medicine, the kind people don't have access to, and with wholeness, unity, balance. On the other hand, when it's up to your mind to heal yourself, then it's because it's your own fault if you're ill. Got it? The book features chapters on topics such as how to find magnesium. It even lists plants you can harvest magnesium from. There's even a chapter on the ancient Seraïs tradition of using duck gallbladder preservatives to treat and prevent sexually transmitted diseases. This is just mundane garbage. What's even paranatural about this? The throbbing in your head increases with every passing moment. Suddenly, as if out of nowhere, a small green book becomes apparent. The book contains very little explanation on the matter. The book contains descriptions of various pseudoscientific therapies. For example, it recommends vigorously swatting one's naked body with a venik or hand. Even better if you can find someone else, preferably a large man dressed in nothing but a towel, to thrash you while you. It is, and good for the circulation too. It also recommends consuming distilled spirits like vodka or whiskey that have been aged in the pail. Readers are instructed to cover these jars in a shell. Among other benefits, it is alleged to restore a damaged liver to perfect health. Is it any more improbable than anything else that human beings put their faith in? For general health and well-being, readers are encouraged to take regular strolls through the pale, though a sidebar cautions readers to limit each stroll to less than an hour. These strolls promise to cleanse the mind of worries and the body of toxins, especially if the perambulator performs this ritual in the... This is exactly what you need. I don't know. I don't want to be the party pooper, but this pale territory, there's an entire section devoted to cures for men who are struggling to perform their marital obligations. You close the book and return it to its place on the shelf.
Sir, please, no browsing in that. I can't have you end up, like, opening a police store next door and stealing my customers. Oh, no. Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. My name is... Be welcome, and please take
A
responsibility.
golden pendant hangs around the woman's neck in the shape of what looks like a tiny fish head trapped in amber.
Sir, don't be ridiculous. I certainly will... One has to earn one's success, even if one is a police officer.
Son, you got destroyed there. What an idiot you are.
Oh, yes. Helps to have an anchor in these times. I am the proudest owner of our...
She has fine-tuned her voice to find the most welcoming approach for attracting new customers. It doesn't work.
Goodness, you were already doing good, browsing the shelves. Why'd you stop? Don't you feel compelled? Go, go. Everything is on the shelves. Take a look yourself. The shelves compel you, don't...
She smiles and nods, seemingly relieved.
Cursed? Who said that? Annette? I will have a word with her. This place is not cursed. It has a robustly magnetic energy. Good for commercial...
Doesn't feel like it's thriving. Feels ghostly.
Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me. Wonderful. Did you talk to her? Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books?
Her opinion of her daughter depends on how well she lured you into the store.
Come now. It's not personal. It's about proper sales practices and market research. I expect an answer. My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette. God, I've told her not to do that. It's such a disgust.
A part of hers too, clearly.
She can, if she has enough willpower. This is what's...
Come on, ma'am. It's obvious she can't do anything about it. You are placing an unnecessary burden on a young child.
She stands stiff and severe, silently fuming. 10 or so seconds.
Oh, no. Hold on. I need to invite her inside and apologize. She must be freezing out there. There. I don't know what to say to you. My husband, he tries to teach me business lessons. I have what my mother called a dull mind. All this stress.
It sounds like both the husband and the mother treat her the way she treats Annette.
Oh, well, my mother was horrible, of course. Absolutely.
My husband is completely different, of course.
Yes, my husband is a successful entrepreneur east of the river. If only he were more involved in the business we're running up here. No matter. Soon, it's a proper place to live. One of the most peaceful neighborhoods east of Jamrock. You may know it for its massive house. Most of the buildings are empty at the moment. It's a great opportunity to get ahead of the crowds. Better times ahead. He made the initial investment. Since then, he's been what you might call a silent. Yes, I'm afraid so. A real treat she is. It would be nice if she had. No, we couldn't. Exactly. She's been too busy helping me here. So she studied at home this trimester. This is a temporary. I assure you, I of all people understand the importance of education. She will be back in school the moment the store takes off.
The woman looks aloof, her features much softer. The curtains, tattered with age and covered in... Just as you're about to pull apart the curtain.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers. Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
No, it's just a storeroom for the employees, I told you. Now please step away from the curtain. Why? It's not like anyone was killed there. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers. You do? My God, even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. Just step away, dear sir. No! Please just talk to me, officer. Come here and let's...
Lies. Rip them open. There is something mysterious about the curtain. The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if taunting you. You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens...
I warned you! You're unleashing...
Yes?
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of... What if you just break it down? Only an echo. No one is there. That's right. Take in your surroundings. You need to have a solid, steady breathing, solid core. You've got this. The room is dimly lit and littered with old barbershop rubbish. It's made of a solid block of wood, but it has stood there for ages. The hinges are old and coated with a carmine layer of rust. It should be doable. A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of little oddly shaped trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked. You smash into the wood and see a small crack appear on the door frame. It's going to take one more try to break through to the other side.
You're not thinking of trying again, are you? What is this place? Yes, but no one's been here in ages. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on.
An eerie feeling rises in your chest.
Yes, because it's closed. No need to look for supernatural explanations where banal.
A barbell lies on the floor. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world why does it feel so familiar? No, it's not that. It's the stale smell of rubber, a memory from another life, when you were young and fit. The barbell waits patiently on the floor, like a dog for its master. Conjuring up an inhuman amount of strength, you raise the barbell up in the air. Your biceps tremble, but you're a savage. This is a children's game. A warm wave of accomplishment washes over your head. Hey, but you're still in a ghost house. What if someone...
Good technique.
The barbell waits patient. Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board. These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of translucent Welkins, with organs shining under their skin. Who are all those creatures? One of the Welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different. It's Vara Hamira, a high Welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clear. The Haldor, the Tworg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them purged.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little Welkin creatures. Some people really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game. This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real. Political commentary. That one has a great beard too. Just look at those details.
And for what? all gone. These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of translucent. Who are all the one of the Welkins towering? Your eyes glide over. The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried-up rivers, albeit dark and cold. This vision also feels cozy in its own way, like eggnog. A pinned postcard reads, "The heat death." This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and G. As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer.
Looks like they didn't make it.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament for details." The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still. Outside, a cold wind wraps the building in its bosom. Snowflakes in the wind. An old woman. This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework.
A radio computer. Just sitting here without anyone inside. We have one of these down at the station, but I never really learned how to.
The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. It's empty like a beehive without it.
This is where the memory should go.
Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Tiles on the cube are still. This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker. The mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on a diagram for summoning some time-forgotten being. Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123, unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system. You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled the Game Master Frequency. A note looks like a surveillance program. Someone very important, the leader of a massive on-air game built by these people. Whoever decides to call in to a call-in, all of this is gone. Left.
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project, the schedule. I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo.
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace? Yes, that is the question. It looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games, only
Utter madness, he thinks, as a compliment.
through call-in stations. None of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate. Then there's the Game Master frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think
His fascination has swept aside other concerns for the moment. He's a little hooked.
not to my knowledge. They make automated games but I don't think anyone has attempted to create an interstellary game before. We just don't have the technology. Indeed, those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard. Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but it's too late for that, I'm afraid. Okay, let's keep moving.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and print keys. Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking. A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a... Oh no. It was already glowing and now it's all... The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater State. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule? The filament you have inserted into the reader. Yes. Is that the production schedule? Good. Please repeat.
You should ask her for a hint.
No. Still no. I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder.
I'm afraid we are not doing that, unless we want...
Now, can you please repeat the password? Received. I will...
That sounds bad. A login attempt. Don't worry. Passwords have a way of...
Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you? Fortress accident is the company. One moment. Fortress accident SCA produces revolutionary. Any other questions? Yes,
She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid.
They are merely cautious. It's my job to protect them. I work as a repeater at the East Insulindian Repeaters. As for me, well, I am sitting in my cube.
On an island on the river Esperance, a small woman, all skin and bones, sits in a room filled with audio equipment. Thousands of tiny lights are reflected back from it. Doesn't it get lonely, sitting there all by herself?
Lonely? Why would it get lonely?
That's why she does this.
Now, please tell me if there's anything else. Thank you, and goodbye.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Your flashlight slides over an old green. Some of the writing has faded with it. This old fireplace, a diagram for summoning some radio frequencies, it seems. UKV, unclear. It looks like, you think so? Looks like a surveillance program. Whoever decides, all of this is gone.
My God, the schedule.
Nothing is